Hey GFFs, Paul Casey here, Growing Forward Services. Thanks for being along for the ride on this special video series that I've been recording for you while you're teleworking, and I've titled it Time Management While No One is Watching. We are at home and we are trying to get stuff done. It is difficult to do that because there's more distractions than usual. You're out of your rhythm. And boy, I've done a lot of video calls to keep coaching going. I've met people's dogs and their cats and their screaming children in the background. It's been very humanizing for all of us, but all of us are still trying to get stuff done. We're still being held accountable for getting this stuff done, but it's really difficult to do that. So these are quick tips and tricks that I'd like to give you to keep going. And if you can master these now, you're going to be able to go back to your office at work, and you're going to be really humming for the rest of 2020. So I'm calling these the 12 commitments of effective time managers, and we are on day 10 today, which is awesome. Let me give you a quick review of the last two. One was to prepare for distractions. Day 9 was building in margins and breaks yesterday. Today we are on day 10, and here is the commitment, should you choose to adopt it, and it is to lead meetings well. I will assure that any meeting I lead, including video meetings by the way, will start on time, have clear outcomes, have a timed agenda, and will stay on track. Okay, so a lot of good principles of leading meetings that you can do live in meetings or live on video, but I would encourage you to start on time. And end on time, of course, because people start getting a little antsy if you go a little bit too long. But start on time. I had some fun with this at the last company I worked for, that I said, guys, we just keep being tardy to all of our meetings. We're going to start it with whoever's there. So if you miss stuff, you miss stuff. So the next meeting, I came in and I was the only one there on time. So I started the meeting by myself, and I said, welcome everyone to our meeting. We're going to start with our first point. And people started trickling in, and they're like, what are you doing, Paul? You're just talking to yourself. And he's like, I started the meeting just like I said I would, on time. Well, I got a good laugh out of it, and they got the point that they're going to try to come in on time more often. So that's critical. Having clear outcomes, like why are we having this meeting? Some people have meetings just to have meetings. It's like a status meeting, so we have to do it. But is there an agenda? Do we have to come to this? I have clients that go meeting to meeting to meeting all day long. There's no time to have productivity. You can't even check your email, and if you go back to back to back to back to back. So I'm going to encourage you to see if you can get out of some meetings that aren't necessary, or just let some people off the hook, like you don't have to be at this one. Also, you want to have a timed agenda. Why do I say that? Well, because we want to stay on track as we go through the agenda, and if we don't have some times and a timekeeper, some people are just going to go off on tangents. In fact, I like to say, I give teams a little tip by saying, somebody can call out tangent alert. Tangent alert is when people start going off on a story and it needs to come back to what we're talking about on this agenda item. And everybody laughs. I've had people roll caramels across the table to each other to say, why don't you chew on that because you're talking a little bit too much. And they have a good time with that. But the key is you've got to stay on track. Now, of course, when the timer goes off, you could still say, do you want to talk about this for 5 more minutes? Do you want to table this issue for later? Or do we need to just call for the question and make it happen right now? So don't feel restricted by that timed agenda, but you got to stay on track to lead meetings well, or else it becomes the second biggest waste of time other than email that most managers tell me. Hey, I would love to give you all these 12 commitments of effective time managers. If you've been watching this, all you have to do is email me. If you haven't done it yet, come on, email me. It's right there on the screen, growingforward@paulcasey.org. I will send you these, and I'll also add you to my list so you're in the Growing Forward tribe. All right, we're going to see you tomorrow for day 11. We are almost getting to the home stretch here, and until then, keep growing forward.